Hi everybody, it's your host Sabrina of About This Aging Thing. It's the first of the month, and you know who's here? Mistress Angela, or the Tambourine Lady. Some people know her. New Orleans,
Facts.
Nashville,
Facts. Memphis.
I don't want to bring it
Vegas.
up. Hold on one second.
So I was reminiscing.
Reminisce. There we go.
Girl, you better put me in a light.
Yes,
You better put me in a light.
I like that. I'm sorry.
It's summertime.
Summertime. What you been doing?
Trying not to pass out in the heat.
Oh.
But having a good time though in the process.
This is not a good season for anybody who's
Warm on the inside.
premenopausal.
My house is an icebox.
Yeah, I bet. Have you stuck your face in the freezer? Have you done that?
Not yet. Not yet, thank goodness.
Well, I don't wish that upon you, but it might come.
I hope not.
So listen, I just want to get to it because we don't want
Get to
anybody to just turn us off because we're rambling. I hope everybody their kickoff to the summer is good. I hope your 4th of July, if you celebrate it, was great, or just use that day to get together with friends and family and eat what we probably shouldn't eat again until Thanksgiving. Yeah, fireworks. Wait, are we talking about literal fireworks?
Both. Girl, let me tell you guys what was amazing. So I was in another city recently, right? We're talking about fireworks. I just gotta tell this story really quick. And I was looking out over the city in my room, and it was fireworks. And I was like, look at God. And then I had a little something with the fireworks. You ever had, good fireworks? Okay. That's what I've been up to. Continue.
Where were you? You left the part out.
I
just remember you told me, no, not that part. Where were you in the space you were in when you were watching the fireworks? Because you said, I'm watching the fireworks from my
bed.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
It was. And then I saw them last night from my bed here in Atlanta, too, which was actually pretty cool because people were doing illegal fireworks. You know how that goes.
Oh.
But I was having a good time.
Yeah, that sounds like fun, though.
It does. You should try it.
Is your story done?
I'm done. Go ahead.
Right. So we're going to get to what we're drinking. I hope you guys are enjoying the show with something to drink. I am drinking a vitamin-enriched. It doesn't taste great, but it's good for my body. So I'm drinking that for me. What are you drinking, Mistress Angela?
I am drinking some libations that's going to keep me cool and refreshed and warm on the inside. It's not full of vitamins, but it does have a little cranberry splash with pineapple and a little something extra. A little GAW extra.
Mm-hmm. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, to the summer, you guys.
To the summer.
So, listen, don't forget to get up and get out. I'm a hypocrite. I love the heat and I love being outside, but I don't go as much as I should, so I'm going to do better.
Okay.
That's my promise to myself with my shirt.
Oh, look at the tink tink.
I just made me think about my shirt because it's fun.
It
just
is.
Doing, are you too old to wear this shirt? I don't think so.
No. Are you too old to
Yoda
be
is
naked?
Yoda.
Oh, sorry.
Too old to be naked.
It's summertime.
I want to talk about the pressures of aging. And I told, I was about to say Mr. Rock. I told Mistress Angela, he must be thinking about me.
He is.
I told Mistress Angela, I want to talk about this. And she was like, what do you mean when you say that? So tell me if you've experienced this. You're with your girlfriends. Everybody's out. Everybody's cute. Everybody's having a good time. And a good looking brother or man walks into the area that you all are in. And all of a sudden, the energy shifts. And it becomes somewhat competitive amongst some. Not everybody's doing this. But like, you almost can see the shift in like some of the girls have, and I say girls as a term of endearment, some of them have forgotten that, while we were there, they're trying to get this man. Oh, he's a good looking man. And now some people may say, well, if you don't go out a lot and you don't have a lot of opportunities, you have to seize the opportunity. I don't have a problem with that. I think my concern is when I see some of the women in the group almost knocking over another woman to get to the man. I personally feel it's not necessary to do that. I feel like a man will, whoever he's interested in, whether they're doing flips naked,
I don't do flips
or have a turtleneck on it and totally covered up. That energy, whatever that's supposed to be, that connection is going to happen. And this is what I said to Mistress Angela, and I said I really want to talk about it because I feel like we're feeling the pressure of aging. I've heard people say, yes, we're on the other side. We have less in front of us than we have behind us. I get that. And some people have never been married. I get that. Some people have never had a good relationship. Mm-hmm. I get that. Mm-hmm. And I get the need and I want to seize this while I'm still looking good mm-hmm. and while I still have the energy. I get that. But I'm concerned that pressure is making us act a little crazy.
Yeah. So
sometimes,
but it is more prevalent as we get older, right? But that mm-hmm. has been the case since we were kids. When you first started noticing somebody you like, mm-hmm. and everybody shifts when you think about when you were in high school or college and the football player comes in and everybody shifts because it's one dude versus 10 girls, right? So it's always been there. I think it's definitely more obvious as you live longer, especially if you're not in that space. And it's a natural response, right? It is a natural response, but we do kind of take it overboard, like jumping over each other, trying to say hi and make sure the guy notices us and that type of thing. Mm-hmm. And we don't have to do that. Like when you do that to yourself, I think often, male or female, because men do that too, right? Mm-hmm. They do it in a different way. But I think it's the insecurities we have to talk about, right? Like mm-hmm. you said, maybe you never had a good relationship. Maybe you're feeling hot and bothered and you just want to get what you can get. But you never get what you really need to have when you're in that space. Mm-hmm. You're going to get something that you don't need that's going to cause you more drama and more conflict if you're really pressing somebody to get your attention.
That's a good point.
To get their attention, I'm sorry. So, mm-hmm. Just chilling, just let it be what it's going to be, which is easier said than done, right? But I think a lot of times with women groups that I'm out at, we'll acknowledge like, oh my God, he's fine, right? Or she's fine, or whoever it is fine.
Right.
But we don't have to acknowledge it. If we choose, whoever in that group decides to make eye contact, they make eye contact. Because majority of the time, people aren't going to approach you in a group anyway.
That's what I was about to say. Eye contact usually does it for me. Mm-hmm. I just look at you.
Mm-hmm. Is that what you do?
If you're interested, you're interested.
That's facts.
If you're not, you're not. I'm going to keep moving. Right. I'm not going to.
And you don't even have to look for them to be, if they're interested, they're going to talk to you regardless if you're looking or not.
Maybe. Because if you're in a group of women, some men won't walk over to you when you're with the group.
True, but if you walk by yourself somewhere, like mm-hmm. when you go to the restroom or go mm-hmm. wherever you do, mm-hmm. they're paying attention. Right. And if they want to talk to you, they're going to wait till you get to a solo space anyway. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I just worry about the pressure of aging. It's not just about getting a man or getting whatever. It's not about that. It's about many things. Like we're feeling like we're in a race now. There's so many things. Sorry, make the camera move. There's so many things that we think we have to do now. We got to hurry up and do it before it's too late. I feel like we should be conscious of our movements and to make sure that we're seizing opportunities and moments. But as far as feeling that pressure and anxiety of, I only got this many more years before I feel like I'm not going to be able to do blank, or my mom, got sick at this age, so I'm probably going to get sick at that age. And then I want to go see everything in the world now because I didn't see anything. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but I think that's a part of that is healthy, though, so you don't get stagnant, right? But mm-hmm. when you go overboard with it, because it is reality that we are getting older. We have more mm-hmm. years behind us than we do in front of us, right? So they say. That's how you deal with that pressure, right? Mm-hmm. How do you manage the anxiety of wanting to get everything done, being mm-hmm. with somebody, doing this, doing that, and still just running a course in a cool space?
That's what I want to talk about. Yeah. How do we, Mistress Angela?
How do we?
That's what I want to talk about. So I'm not criticizing or judging, because I felt that anxiousness before, like, oh my God. But I also feel like I have very few regrets. That's the other thing. I think we have to start there.
Right.
Like very few regrets. And then I'm happy with the majority of what I've left behind.
Correct.
I'm happy with me. Now, if you're not happy with the choices you've made behind you, just remember they're behind you.
Right.
Right? And then you can start over anytime you want.
Absolutely.
And I watch certain cultures mm-hmm. spin stuff where they act like they don't even acknowledge what they did. I heard somebody say this the other day who was not of us, said, I don't think about that. That was in the past. I'm like, you don't?
Absolutely. So the regret part, right?
Right.
And a lot of us live at this point in our lives have a regret.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a lot of regret and you feel immobilized, again, talk to somebody. Real talk. That's the first thing.
Right.
But living without regret. If you can do this one exercise for me, and I do this when I feel my own anxiety sometimes because I have teenagers, I'm like, oh my God, I got things I need to get done, right? I write down or think about all the good things that's happened, right? Even if it was a negative situation, what came out of it that was positive. That goes back to the book that we had last month that we released.
What was the name of that book?
The Resilience.
What was the name of that book again?
What's the name of it? Resilient Black Women.
The Resilient Black Women.
Changing the world with their
Awesome.
faith, right? Thank you. But going back and realizing that even the valleys that you had or the setbacks really wasn't setbacks because that's where you needed to be at that time. So
yeah, that's hard to accept sometimes, but yeah,
it is.
you're right.
That's why I said getting
you're
help,
right.
getting coaching or therapist or whatever you want to do. And realizing, wow, you've done a lot. And I forget what I've done a lot of. And sometimes when you're with your friends or family and they remind you of things, right? Remind yourself of what you've done and who you've been with if it's about a partner, right? And then at that time, think about what you enjoyed about that lesson, what you didn't enjoy about the lessons that you learned. And then take that moving forward. Like, oh, wow, when I was in this space and I was, maybe it's working out again. I was working out every day. I was feeling good and I was attracting people to me. I was attracting the good things I needed because I was taking care of me first, which is number one. Then those things start to flow to you, right? I mean, we hear all the time that things just happen. I just got a call. I was just thinking I wanted a place on the beach. Guess who just called me and said, hey, we're looking at this opportunity. Do you want to join us? That kind of stuff happens all the time, right? But you have to center yourself. So going back to the anxiety part, breathing, just breathe. Just breathe if you don't know how to get somebody. And know that what's for you is going to come to you, but don't just be complacent about it. Because we go from anxiety to complacency very quickly as we get older, especially with hormones and that type of thing. You got something on your mind? I can see it on your face.
No, I'm listening to you.
Yeah.
You're saying good stuff. Go ahead.
Oh, look at that.
I'm learning.
And find joy in each day, right? So if we talk about joy, and this goes for male or female, because I have a lot of men that have a lot of regrets. I have a lot of male clients that have regrets. Which is a lot of people are amazed because men are usually so reserved and quiet, but they don't know how to change in situations. So just embrace who you are and realize that you change, right? We change every day. I'm not the same person I was 30 years ago, even 10 days ago.
Oh, last week, right.
Yesterday. Because something happens every day. We have loss all the time, and that brings on more anxiety, the desperation. Well, I don't want to say desperation, anxiety. I'm looking at anxiety.
It does kind of give desperation, though.
Sometimes we do.
I know it may not be that, but because you're right. But when I see the stuff that I see sometimes, and I sit back and watch it at events, at parties, it gives this desperation.
Absolutely, that's why we
and men can feel that.
Oh, facts. When somebody, when you're like hungry or, I say hungry, but on edge, and you are really just hounding somebody and they're not giving you the same response, then back up. Right? It's not for you. Or maybe that situation, it should be this and not that, right? And we have such black and white viewpoints. I think that's another reason why we have anxiety. Well, I didn't reach this goal. I've got to reach this goal by
I used to be
60
that girl.
days. Really?
Yeah, earlier in my life.
Earlier?
I mean, I am Capricorn, so
you are Capricorn.
We are very black. Black and white, unless you've done the work. But go ahead.
Right.
I've done the work, so I'm no longer just black and white. Say it's true.
It's true. Okay. It's true. But when we get, however, when we do get in our places we've never experienced before, like our lows or our super highs, sometimes that can come out the blue and like, I thought I was better. I am better. But you realize that when you stop and you recalibrate what you're doing, like, hey, slow up. I'm being a little aggressive right here. Right. It's no need. Yeah. I can give it attention, but I don't need to be like banging on the door trying to kick it in type of thing. And that takes work. What did you do to make it better? To stop being so black and white?
Well, I have friends that tell me about myself all the time. They call me out. I have brothers who absolutely call me out. And then I did a lot of spiritual work. Probably the last, I would say my daughter's 28, about 30 years of working on just me, just wanting to be better for me. And me being better for me is going to make me better for everybody else. Right. So, and realizing, we could be very judgmental.
Absolutely.
Capricorns especially. And so I learned not to be that. God put people in my life that showed me some things that I used to judge and realize, oh, you don't even know that whole story. So once I learned that, I don't do it. As a human being, I may make an error.
Right.
It might come up in me, but I correct it quickly in myself. I'm like, that's not what that is, Sabrina. The other thing, as far as I'm sorry, did I interrupt you?
No, I asked you a question.
Okay. Did you have more?
No, I'll pause.
What?
Well, I would say it's not just Capricorns; it's all of us. A lot of women are like that, though.
Yeah, I'm only speaking because I am one.
and we
Like
always
I
talk
know
about
that,
you being a Capricorn.
and it's
Huge trait.
it's a flaw for a lot of us. How judgmental we can be. Let me tell y'all something. When I was younger, I was like, why can't they just do this? Why don't they just do that?
Absolutely.
Just do that. Okay, that didn't work. A didn't work, then do B. But it's not easy. It's not that easy for most people, right? I worked for someone for a moment who was a Capricorn. And when I saw her do her thing, I was like, whoa. I called you, right?
Yeah.
I was like, that could have been me.
Right.
If I had not done the work. And the work makes you aware. When people say the work, for me, the work is spiritual. And just building my character. And the work, we're good people. And, we're smart and we're business oriented, blah, blah, blah. But we're like this. And we're like, just do it. And everybody just can't just do it.
Right.
And then it sounds like if you just can't do it, then I'm better than you. And that's never what I want to sound like.
Because we all have places we just can't do it. Like we can't move from a space.
Right.
And somebody else has to come along and say A, B, C, and D to you to wake you up for a second. And so, go ahead.
No, you're right. And also like backgrounds, experiences, childhood trauma. You don't know what people have gone through as to why they can't just do it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I get it. And so I just addressed therapy, spiritual work, and just me being willing to look at myself and say, I'm going to change that.
Absolutely.
So that's how I got to where I am now.
Wow. Look at you. A recovered Capricorn.
Recovered. But that lady scared me. I said, oh my God.
Yeah, when you see
and our birthdays were like a week apart.
Yeah, I was involved with somebody who reminded me of who I could have been, right, or who I used to be as well, right. And I was like, wow, you used to snap off like that,
right.
My anger, my temper.
No, really?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean,
Go ahead. What about your temper?
My temper used to be back in the day. I mean, it was justified, right? Our temper is always justified. I'm a Taurus. I'm gonna still say it was justified.
I've seen her in action.
But even those things is not necessary unless my life is in danger or somebody's life is in danger. Then I don't really have to go to that point,
right?
But I've seen people in life, and I was like, well, and I can recognize it because I know it because it's in me, right? And realizing how I had to release it and realize who I was, and that takes practice. So, like you said, you've been doing this for 30 years. Working on it. So jumping quickly into that, you just have to really own it, right? So put your anxiety in saying, hey, I really want to be better before I leave this earth.
Yeah.
I really want to be pressure free as much as possible before I leave this earth. I don't want to be so anxious to have a man that I just get anybody who comes my way and now I'm upset because he's not treating me the way I need to, or her for that matter, right? Or them or whoever it is, right? So you got to really just want to do it for yourself because it is work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Two things for me that really catapulted me into not having pressure, like into getting to a point where I don't feel pressure, is becoming a mom. When I became a mom, that's why I was doing the math with my daughter's age. When I became a mom, I absolutely wanted to be a better person and be like my mom. My mom was, to me, was awesome. So I wanted to be like that. And then the other part of it was I went to a funeral once. I think I told you this story. And like 8 people were at the funeral. And nobody really had a whole lot to say about the person. I didn't feel like that would be me. But what it did was wake me up to say, oh, I want people to miss me. I don't want 8 people at my funeral. You know what I'm saying? And nobody to know me. And that kind of really catapulted me into the character building.
Understand.
The rebuilding of the character. Not that I all my life, my family has said I've been such a sweet kid and a good person.
Right.
And that's awesome. But I knew my flaws.
Absolutely.
And I wanted to address that.
I knew I cut people off with the quickness.
Yeah, Well,
Yeah, but that's how finding yourself, right? Going back to the pressures of aging, is that you have to find yourself. More pressure comes when you haven't really settled into who and what you are in your journey. When I really embraced it, I wanted to really do sex coaching and sexuality full time with 2 kids, living single. All the things that said that I shouldn't do it because of my age or whatever. The more I got grounded into it and realized that the more I did it, the happier I was. Right. The more I was trying to do what other people wanted me to do or be that person people wanted me to be for them, the more I felt pressure of aging. Like, the more I felt like, oh my God, that type of thing. So really finding your authentic journey or realizing your journey is the biggest piece of releasing some of that pressure as you age.
Right.
And having a need.
Right. You're right. There's some new pressure
there is
going
new
on.
pressure.
Let me tell you what the
There's
new pressure is. I think
Okay, go ahead. Spill it.
it's good, but
Go
it's
ahead,
good and it's not. So the pressure is
rain
for
outside.
aging. Stay focused.
My hip is bothering me from rain outside. Go ahead,
What I'm
continue.
dealing with, y'all. So the pressure, the new pressure for us, somebody who I'm gonna say as we get older, the new pressure is to continue to not look like you're getting older, to have the energy like you're not getting older, to do all the things like you're not getting older. Now, there's 2 things to me. I
I'm
think
about to pull a
that
tambourine
as
out.
getting older, I love the new aging. I'm loving it. My whole tagline is "Don't let aging dictate how you get older."
Right.
I love the new aging. I love the women I see, the men I see. I love the
gorgeous.
groups,
Energy is amazing.
the salt and pepper folks. I love all of that.
It's
Right?
a great time to be aging.
It's a great time to be aging. Exactly. And I started this because I didn't see a whole lot, but now I'm seeing a whole lot, right. Of it. I love it, but now it's more pressure because now it's more pressure to look, to do. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because everybody looks so flawless and fly, right?
Yes.
But it's a good pressure because I think there's always pressure in life. Like if you say that, I just was joking about my hip. Now my hip is my hip, but I know that if I work out and do the things I need to do, then that's going to make my hip feel better because it's about me feeling good about doing what I need to do. I need to continue to do flips in my sexuality, right? So, but that in turn makes me look better and feel better because I'm taking care of myself for a reason.
Right.
So the pressure is there, but I'm using the pressure in a space that helps me continue to be better, right? And that's a flip.
I think it's good, like you said, if your mind is in a good place.
Right.
If you're in a good place with your mind, now if you already got a whole lot of other stuff going on, you got some insecurity issues and some abandonment issues and things like that, I think that might be even more like, oh my God, now I'm in a. Some people say, when you're in a place getting older, you should be able to chill out more. But now we're going at it hard. There's more of us in the gym than anybody now.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So there's nothing wrong with it. I just want to acknowledge that.
Absolutely.
That's another kind of pressure.
It is, and I think we again, like we were saying, pressure happens in life. One thing is how do you manage the pressure and what's causing pressure for you, right? I do get that. Is it right?
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, that's sexy. Oh, you gotta go. I need to make a call.
Can you text the area for me? Tell our windows open.
Okay.
All right. Yes, we are on camera and we're doing this. I'm sorry.
It's
So
raining
anyway.
outside. You know what that means? Make it rain. Make it rain. Go ahead.
This is why we can't. This is why people turn us off because we don't know how to act.
I'm talking about the good. You don't want to hear about the good. I'm just telling you the best good you can get. Commercial break. The best good you can get is when it's raining and you have the windows open
I
outside.
love it. That's the best.
And it's a breeze going outside and it's hot and heavy inside. Come on now. If you turn from that, then we got to talk.
That can take the pressure off.
Okay,
So
continue.
I want to move on to another. This is something funny I saw, but not funny, but funny to me. Have you guys heard of the new phrase for us called "seenagers"? So I saw a lady on Instagram saying it's a coin phrase called "seenagers," and I saw some of the comments. And so she wasn't trying to call us teenagers. Somebody said they were teen seniors. For the seniors who are the ones I'm talking about, who are looking younger. Somebody told me I was aging backwards the other day, just doing stuff, right? But I interpreted it as a seen-ager because I've been in an environment shopping where in a makeup store, and actually it was Ulta, and the young girls just walked right by me when I walked in. Like, they didn't acknowledge me. They didn't try to help me. Then a young lady finally saw me looking around and came and, to help me. I spoke to a manager and just said I wanted to acknowledge that young lady, and then also acknowledge that the other young ladies literally were doing nothing, looked at me, and then put their heads down.
Wow.
Yeah. So I had I've heard lots of stories like that at different places where people go in who are older, and it's a lot of 20-year-olds doing the job, and they either don't want to be bothered or they don't acknowledge us as aunties.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was thinking, when she said seen age, I was thinking it's like to be seen, and that we're aging so well. But that had a whole conversation going on. And like, some people like, y'all need to sit down. Y'all are too old to be while y'all doing this. And yeah, some people are mad that young older women don't want to babysit anymore.
Oh, you bring
But
up
they're not available.
the whole conversation that older women are in competition thing.
Right.
Yeah.
I see a lot of that.
Yeah. It makes me laugh. Like,
But
I really could care less. I really could care less.
Right. And I'm thinking, like, what makes you, the fact that we want to look our best, and sometimes we look even better than our best at our age, is making some young women upset.
Well, because younger men are typically attracted to that. Right. So let's say if you're in your 30s and you're ready to get married, and you're looking at some of the most viral men, and those 30-year-olds are going to somebody who's in their late 40s or 50s, they feel like, again, that competition thing. But it's just a different area of competition if they have it in their mind. But they're going to the person they're attracted to. It's not necessarily about the age, right?
Yeah.
That's really what it is, and you have a journey to go on.
Yeah. A lot of times they don't even know how old you are.
Facts.
Yeah. I mean, I know people who have yet to ask me how old are you? They haven't asked me. I'm like, don't you want to know how old I am? But they don't care.
I don't really care. As long as I can look at you and make sure you're over 30. Because I made a commitment, right, that I wouldn't take under 30. And so far, so good.
Well, I hope that what I would love for this show to do is to spark conversation about the pressures that you feel as you're getting older, if any. Some people may not feel any pressure. I don't feel pressure. I do, like, every now and then I'll feel like there's something I need to be doing for myself that I need to do. But the pressure's on me, like, you need to go do blank. Right. But it's not like, I don't feel pressure to compete with my girlfriends. Like, we should be past that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I don't feel pressure to wear what everybody else is wearing. Hence my t-shirt. You from the Jamaican Queen. I don't feel pressure to go places I don't want to go and be with people I don't want to be with. So I don't feel that kind of pressure.
Facts.
And when there are men around, now that you say, like, going back to our younger days, I am exactly who I used to be as far as men goes. I've never felt like I need to go run up on a man or beat somebody else to the one man that's in the room, because it's usually 1 to 6 women or 8 women. I've never felt the pressure to go and try to get that man's attention. I've never had an issue.
So that's another conversation about pressure and ages. I like that. Let's talk about pressure, the pressure part, especially on our next show. Maybe we can really dive into some of the male aspects of it, because I do have a lot of male clients that are dealing with pressures in a different way with the success of work, and then marriage and relationships aren't quite the way they thought they were going to be. But they don't want to leave those situations, but how do they manage through it? Some of the pressures that they deal with, the pressures of us as well. Like, we have pressure, but then sometimes we get so comfortable we don't really push past our pressures. We just kind of collapse sometimes as women.
The other pressure I want to talk about, and I don't know if men have it the way women have it, the challenge, but the workplace. I'm experiencing ageism. And I had a girlfriend call me the other day and had to vent for like an hour about being so qualified and being training someone much younger to do her job when she's already there to do the job, because they want younger face or younger whatever. The pressures of maintaining your position at work, or the pressures of getting a promotion now these days. You're competing with younger people, but I feel like our values are different. And I guess it depends on to me, the organization, based on what they need, the values they want you to have, they're very different as far as age goes. But I'd love to hear from people, I'd love to hear from people who have experienced ageism or have the pressures of trying to find work or being at work already and being pushed out.
Older worker,
Mature
worker.
Being more mature and being pushed out by, and this is not to start a fight with the younger people. I have many young people in my life. I love them dearly. That's not the issue. I'm talking about us. Like, what do you do? How are you, if you had that experience, how are you dealing with that experience that you could share either in the comments below, or let us know if you want to be on the show. Maybe we could talk about it. But I'd love to send us a video, whatever you want to do, however you want to communicate it. What experiences have you had with the pressures of aging?
In the workplace as well.
Yeah, in the workplace and out in the street.
I think I'm going to come back for that. When is that show?
The next show we do.
Okay, yeah.
You all gonna see Mistress Angela Moore. I'm trying to lock her down because she's getting too many offers.
I need some diamonds on my fingers.
Yeah, I can't do that.
you can't commit.
No, but you're gonna see her more than once a month. I said it out loud in front of people, so now you can't change your mind.
You did.
So people tend to love our chemistry, and we've gotten lots of feedback about how well we work together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to do a little bit more, do a couple more shows, more than one show. You'll see her more often.
We're not going to just talk about sex, no, but I can always add some tidbits of sexuality to it.
Oh, okay. We're going to talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Okay, whatever you want to talk about.
See what I'm dealing with. Okay, the last thing I want to say is thank you to all of you who supported
It's summertime. You know it's hot outside.
Who supported our Zoom series. Thank you so much. It was fun. It was an experience. We learned a lot about ourselves.
We have 2 more.
Oh.
July and August.
I'm talking about the ones that we already done.
Oh, okay. You made it sound like we were done. Continue. I'm a drink.
This is what. But thank you for those who have supported us thus far. It has been fun. I've learned a lot. And thank you to the men who support us. The 66% of our viewers are men. I appreciate that. And thank you to all the women. And also, we have quite a few young people. Even though the show is for 50 plus. Someone has said, you need to make it to 40 plus. Why are y'all leaving the 41? Because to me, 40, what?
So what I will say...
still doing cartwheels at 40. Go ahead.
I would say some young people that have approached me about the conversations we have and things in general were like, oh my God, it opened up a conversation with me and my parent or me and my auntie or something like that. Mm-hmm. And so she read your stuff or she saw your stuff or saw your show and was like, it was a good conversation for us to have. So,
wow.
That's cool too, though.
Yeah, there's 20-year-olds that watch the show. Mm-hmm. I really appreciate that. And they tell me, I love the show. I was like, wow, really? I mean, if I had this platform in my 20s and got to watch somebody talking about what it's going to be like or what it is, it could be very helpful. I can see
Absolutely.
that. I can see that. So we don't, block anybody over 18. It's just, we just want people to know we're focusing on, not letting aging dictate how we get older.
Let's make it a party.
We love you guys, and thank you so much. You want to have the last word?
Oh my God, time is up. Release some pressure. Go outside, have a good time, dance. If you are in a partnership, go kiss your partner. Go hug somebody. Don't even have to be a partner. Give somebody a hug. Love on somebody. Love on yourself.
See you guys soon. Peace.